Many stones are told to be precious, but only real pressure forge diamonds. Diamonds are forever.
Alright, what is up you guys? We are back, and I actually found another video in the archives that I never got around to showing you guys. Now, I am going to be simultaneously recording myself, and I will insert those clips in with this video just so that I can keep you guys informed on what else is going on in the video that wasn't specifically mentioned in the video, and then as well as some commentary at the end. So I'll see you guys in the video, but stay tuned, this is a good one. Hold on a second. Good afternoon, give me 1 second. I'm gonna merge the driver in, okay? Alright, I just want to let you know that the call is being recorded, okay?
Alright.
Thank you.
What can I do for you guys?
So I assume that you heard about the driver stuff getting thrown away.
Yes, sir.
So we would just like a check for the money to replace his stuff and the company's tools.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I do apologize about the inconvenience. It sounds like it was a minor miscommunication going on here. So
minor? That was major.
So I get that. So, sir, I was actually the one that communicated with the driver. I don't want to play he said, she said type deal here. It just sounds like at the end of the day, some stuff got lost, so we're gonna have to resolve it.
Okay.
So, look at, we already called the driver.
Some stuff got lost, so we're gonna have to resolve it. All of Chris's possessions that were in that truck were emptied out. Now notice he said some possessions got lost. The others, we found out, were still laying around the shop, which also included Chris's flat screen TV. Now, I've only listened to this twice. Once when it first happened, and then this video, I just found it like a couple of weeks ago, and I'm just now getting around to adding these notes to it. So I don't really remember if it was mentioned in the video, but they actually found Chris's television, like his flat screen TV. Now, mind you, Chris did all of the lower 48 states, or he was eligible to run all of the lower 48 states. And when this incident happened and they recovered some of his stuff, including like the television, they wanted Chris to leave where he was, which was in a whole other state, to drive back to this location to come pick up just the television. Ridiculous.
Driver, I have a TV that we got recovered at my branch, if he wants to come pick that up. That's the only thing that we were able to recover from the truck. Now, if there's other stuff that the driver thinks that was left in the truck, what I can do for you is we'll get you risk management's number, and you give them a call.
Yeah, well, we already tried that approach. It gets transferred to India, and we're here in America. We're not gonna get transferred to an Indian call center.
And I get you. I don't know exactly how that process goes. I've never heard of it going to India, but that's the process that we're gonna have to go from here. If you want to get your stuff reimbursed, you basically get a hold of them. You make a list of what he thinks was left in the truck, and then they will obviously, if they'll look over it, and if they think it's valid, then they'll obviously write you guys that check. But that's pretty much all we can go from here.
Okay, so then why don't you guys call risk management, because we're not the one who lost it, and we're not the one who threw it away.
Again, because I don't know what he thinks he left in the truck.
Okay,
it's a he said, she said. So that's something that you guys are going to have to call risk management with.
I mean, we have a list, and we can email you the list.
Call risk management and let them know what the list is.
We are not going to call risk management. We are not the ones who threw away the driver's stuff.
I got you. again,
Threw it away, kept it. You know, the details in the fine lines. It really is.
I'm not going to go into a he said, she said of what got thrown away, what got communicated. I'm just letting you know the process to, if you want to get reimbursed, you're going to have to call risk management, give them a list of what you think got thrown away, and then they can help you out from there as far as getting money back for that. But that's as much as we can do for you from this point.
So why do we have to call risk management? That makes no sense.
It makes perfect sense.
It does not.
I'm just
We are the customer. We're not in the wrong here.
Got you again. I'm just going to give you the steps that you need to do to get your stuff
All right,
back.
we already got past that, Dalton. I appreciate you being, professional. I understand your job. I understand what's going on. But at the end of the day, we are not the ones who threw away the stuff. Any logical person would think to maybe even contact the company to let the company know, hey, you guys are going to get charged a service charge or a cleaning fee if we got to throw out all this guy's stuff. I used to be a Penske agent, and I know that Penske would charge money to clean out the truck, but it's just it's not adding up, Dalton. I understand what you're saying.
Okay? So again, I don't want to get into an argument here.
You keep saying that, but I'm not arguing. I'm just having a conversation. I mean,
okay, so I'm just going to tell you what happened. I communicated with the driver myself that he was not going to be getting back into this truck. It was a major engine repair, more than a month until the truck could potentially get repaired. So if you want to talk about logic, it would be logical that if you know your truck's going to be down for over a month, you would get all of your stuff out of that truck. Am I right or am I wrong?
All right, so going with what you just said, would it make sense that my driver would hand you his phone number or give you his phone number? And then would it also make sense that we would consistently check up on the progress of the repair of this unit? And then would it also make sense that my driver would give up all his worldly possessions, because that's what he had in the truck because he lives on the road? And then would it also make sense that he forfeits company equipment that does not belong to him? And then would it also make sense that Penske, who is my company, Safford Hauling, is the customer of Penske, not the driver? It is not, the driver's name may be on the contract, but he is not the one paying for the unit. My company is. Would it not make logical sense to notify the company that is paying over $800, $900 a week for this rental to let them know that, hey,
you are no longer paying for the rental once it got turned in, and that's again why I communicated to your driver
with what you just said. Not to cut you off, but we had to call our Penske Cranston, Rhode Island location to notify them that the truck had not been checked in. B, we were never charged a cleaning fee, which I know Penske will charge legitimately.
We would charge a cleaning fee if we deemed it needed charged.
Okay, so
and
you guys.
I rarely like to do that because unless it's very, very bad.
You said, I'm sorry, what?
I said, and I rarely ever do charge a cleaning fee unless it's very, very bad. So that's not really a common practice.
I'm so pumped about this. We would charge a cleaning fee if we deemed it needed to be charged. Okay, back when I was a Penske agent and I used to rent Penske trucks, if there was just like some minor dirt or something like that in the box, it is what it is, But we're talking people leaving trash. I'm talking like more than like 5 items of trash. If people left blankets, if they left, cigarette butts, dog hair, cigarette smoke, and we needed to clean it. Now, mind you, those are like, smaller items, like we're talking about smaller items, we would still charge for that, for a cleaning fee, because we had to go in there and clean it out. We are talking about a sleeper cab truck filled with Chris's possessions in it. Talking about sheets, blankets, his clothing, deodorant, maybe toothbrushes, but he was in a spare, so maybe he had that with him. Some of his important documents, family photos, his birth certificate, his social security card, his company equipment, ratchet straps, all the stuff that he would normally have in his regular everyday truck. Now, obviously, if you're slip seating, which for those people who don't know, slip seating is when you change trucks quite often and you're not assigned to a specific truck. But this is not the case. He is assigned this truck. This is his truck. Everything in this truck belongs to him. So his TV, his coffee pot, his own tools, maybe his raincoat, just extra pairs of boots, maybe some flip-flops, maybe some body wash, maybe, just extra stuff that he keeps on the refrigerator, the mini fridge, all his food that's in there, if there was any left. We don't plan for breakdowns. Breakdowns do happen. So, logically, if you're going to be late for a load, you're just going to grab the bare necessities and get on the road. How are we supposed to know that an engine repair, or how is anybody, just by looking at the truck without fully disassembling the unit, going to know what's wrong with it? Especially if you work in not service but the rental department. So how is this guy, Dalton, how does he know that this truck is going to be down for more than a month? And if logically, if you think that was explained to the driver, do you think my driver don't you think he would take a little bit more care and a little bit more time to remove all of his possessions out of the truck, including his family photos? Don't you think? That's ridiculous. Logically, it just doesn't make sense.
Okay, so
And
you guys...
I rarely like to do that because unless it's very, very bad.
You said, I'm sorry, what?
I said, and I rarely ever do charge a cleaning fee unless it's very, very bad. So that's not really a common practice that we do.
Okay.
He doesn't charge a cleaning fee unless it's very, very bad. Oh, because there was value left in the stuff that was left behind. That's most likely the reason they didn't charge a cleaning fee. What other logical explanation could they have why they did not charge a cleaning fee? Can somebody explain it to me? Because, like I said, when I was a Penske agent, for the smaller inconvenient stuff, like dog hair, cigarette smoke, stuff like that, if there was more than an inconsiderable amount of dirt, either in the truck or in the back of the truck, let's say somebody spilled frosting, we had to wipe it up, whatever, you name it. If it was a considerable amount of cleaning that just a regular broom and dustpan couldn't handle, and we had to bring out the shop vac, we had to wipe everything down, all of that stuff. I mean, wipe it down, sure, but when there's cigarette ashes everywhere, nobody got time for that. To basically detail the entire cab. That's what I'm talking about. So you mean to tell me you guys just took the liberty of removing all of his possessions and all of his belongings at no extra charge? You really think that we're going to believe you? Oh, okay.
That we do.
Okay, but we did not get charged a cleaning fee, is what I'm saying. So you mean to tell me that you guys threw out all of his stuff? Now, I'm not accusing you guys of stealing the stuff. That is not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the truck was not checked in immediately. That's the first problem. And then the second problem, our driver left all of his stuff in the truck, and no one from Penske company would think to notify the company, my ops manager, me, Mike Safford, the owner, to let us know, hey, your driver left all this equipment and all of this stuff, which some of it may or may not belong to the company. What would you like to do with this stuff? And then also, why would we check in on the status of the repair if we did not think that we were going to get the truck back? And then my driver, Chris, was notified that it is against the law, or it is against your policy. Chris, what were the exact words that he said?
I'm sorry. I was waiting to hear the rest of this nonsense, because you never communicated with me at all that I was not getting the truck back. The guy I spoke to before, when I said, there would have been no reason, if I was under the assumption that I was not getting the truck back, there would have been no reason for me to call for an update on the truck. There would have been no reason for me to find out that the truck was towed to Zanesville.
Did someone tell you to call for the update, or were you just calling on your own?
We were under the assumption we were getting the truck back.
But you were just assuming, or did someone tell you? I'm a little confused here, because that's a big difference right there.
Well,
and again, like I said, I communicated specifically to whoever the driver was.
That's me. I'm the driver. You did not communicate. That's me.
Okay, well, again, we're not going to argue, so it looks like it's a disagreement here. But again, it's over a month repair. We're not going to get back into the truck. It was specifically said that, so you would think that you would get your stuff back.
No, that's the thing. If it was said that, then everything would have been removed from the truck. But it was not said that. And like I said, if we were under the assumption that we weren't getting the truck back, why would we call for an update on the truck? I mean, that in itself just doesn't make sense.
Again, I don't know who you were calling for the updates.
I called your location. You guys told me that the truck was towed to Zanesville. So there would have been absolutely no reason for me to know any of that information if I wasn't under the assumption that I was getting the truck back.
Again, customers call all the time wanting specific trucks. But that doesn't mean that you're getting the truck back. And it was communicated to you.
It was not. It was. No, it wasn't though. That's where the problem is right now, because it was not communicated to me.
Okay. Well,
look, I left a binder in that truck, right? A binder that has a copy of my social security card, my birth certificate, my medical card, my tax information. I mean, would any logical person, if they were under the assumption they weren't going to get this information back, leave that?
So see this then, if all that valuable information was in there, why wouldn't you immediately get that out of your truck?
Well, because this truck has been in the shop 3 times for the same issue, and it's never taken more than a month. It's never taken close to a month. It's never taken more than a week. So
that truck has been in the shop for 3 times, Chris said. I didn't even remember that part. That truck has been in the shop 3 times for the same issue. And never has it ever taken close to a month for the repair. This is what I'm talking about. So 3 times, same issue. Why would one be under the assumption that the truck that you had wouldn't be coming back to your possession? 3 times, same problem. Now, mind you, this was during COVID times. Maybe I can't even say that, but it is true. It was around that time. It was about late 2021, early 22 that this video happened. My guess would be, I can I can check when it was. So yeah, the file was created back in 2021. So this was definitely during COVID time. It says November, but it also says it under modified. So I would say like September, October, because modified in November, that was probably like when I like accessed it or something. I'm not really sure, but 2021 is when the video was created. So definitely during COVID time, there was a scarcity of equipment. And part of the reason why we went out of business was due to scarcity of equipment and the rates of the current equipment going up. So we went from like $800 to $900 up to like $1,150. Then they tried upping it to like $15, but we were disputing some maintenance charges. Then they tried upping it to like $18, and then finally, when there was nothing else to dispute, we upped it to $20. They upped it to $2,150 a week from $1,150 a week that we agreed upon. So it just wasn't viable or reasonable for us to stay in business. We weren't getting paid more money for running the same loads. It was all the same stuff. So when we went out of business, there was a scarcity of equipment, and that's why the rates were so high. And nobody really wanted to work. That's when the government was handing out the stimulus packages and paying people to stay home. And that kind of runs incongruent with what's going on in the video, because if that timeline didn't make sense, this is how I know it makes sense, because it was shot in 2021. So.
Hey, I don't know why this time it took over a month. And when I went to Zanesville to get my stuff, okay, the guy told me what the problem was, and it's not a 1 month fix. I mean, it's been fixed twice in a matter of a week.
Okay, but when you were calling for updates, what were the updates initially? I'm into
first, it had not been diagnosed by Penske. The second time, we were told it went to Zanesville. We called Zanesville. It had not been diagnosed yet. Okay. The third time, I called Zanesville and said, okay, I can get a route coming through. Can I come pick my stuff up? Yep, the truck's still sitting here. We haven't started it. Then going on the second or third loaner unit, that broke down on me.
Okay.
Which at that point I couldn't get that load. I was late for that load because I was stuck in South Carolina for the weekend without a truck.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's just again, it's very interesting that this very valuable information like that, it took over a month for you to actually come to get that stuff. But again, I'm not going to argue about it.
Hang on 1 second. Hey, Dalton.
Yes, I'm listening, sir.
Do you understand that we are over-the-road truck drivers, that we don't drive locally, and that not every single, if
that's more to my point of why would you leave something in a truck if you're all over the country? That makes zero sense.
Did he just not say that that was our second or third loaner unit, and that it's never taken over a week to get it fixed?
Again,
all right, so
this is an argument. We're not really getting anywhere from here.
With that being said, notify us when you call risk management or whatever.
I will not call risk management.
Okay, so then
to call risk management.
Okay, so then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and escalate it even further, because we're not gonna deal with an overseas call center.
I've already talked to the highest guy you can possibly talk to. The next highest guy would be the owner of Penske, who I guarantee you not talk to.
And you know what? That's fine. That is fine. We will take whatever steps we need to do, because we are not the ones at fault here. We are the customer. Again, it's not an argument. It's just a conversation.
Again, and whether that be the case or not, we might get a disagreement about that. Yep. I am trying to help you by giving you the number to call.
Okay, but we've already had enough of the runaround, Dalton.
Just go ahead and take the number, and
we already have the risk management number, and it went nowhere. We actually left them a voicemail. Nicole left them a voicemail, and they never called us back.
I don't think you leave voicemails on risk management.
Well, all right. So then let's do this. How about we call the call center right now?
I will not sit on the call with you while you go. Sorry, I have stuff I have to do.
Okay, so you're not going to sit on the phone with the call center, and this is.
Do you understand how ridiculous this sounds right now, sir?
Do you all right? So the way that you're.
Just go ahead and listen, Mike. Just go ahead. Get the number for the call center. I'm gonna have Nicole route me up there, and I'm gonna go ahead and do that other thing that you spoke about.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good.
Thank you.
Yep. What is that number, Dalton?
Yep, so it's 1-800.
Yep.
645.
645.
Yep. 2592.
And this is risk management.
Yes, sir.
What time? What are their hours of operation?
Let me check on that. They should be 24/7, so you shouldn't have an issue reaching them.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty, sir. Is there anything else I can help you guys out with?
Nope.
Alright, well, you guys have a good weekend.
We'll try.
Alrighty.
Yeah. You know how ridiculous that sounds? Yeah, it seems legit.
Risk management. Let's go. This is the number he gave us. Let's try it out. Let's see what happens.
This is me calling Penske Risk Management, the number that was given to me by Dalton, the rental manager of Penske in Obetz, Ohio. So he said the number was 1-800 645 2592. 2592. Put it on speaker. So Dalton said it's a 24-hour call center.
Press 1 to be connected to our SOS department. Or you may dial SOS directly at 1-800-526-0798. If you would like to leave a message for return on the next business day, press 2. For non-emergency. Hello, you've reached the Insurance Risk Management Department. Our office is currently closed. Our normal business hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. through 5 p.m. Eastern Time, except holidays. Please leave your name, telephone number, including the area code, claim number, and detailed message for a return call on the next business day. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mike Safford with Safford Hauling and Services. I was given this number by a rental manager at the Obetz, Ohio Penske. So I'm requesting a call back. My phone number is I would greatly appreciate it. And this is pertaining to items removed from a Penske truck. So yeah, if you can give me a call back, phone number is thank you. All right, cool.
All right, so that's the last bit of the video that was recorded on that date, or any date, I think. I haven't found any other videos thus far, but if I do, you know, maybe I could just post an update. But I'll just let you guys know what happened. So essentially what ended up happening was I ended up escalating it. So not only did the SOS people and the insurance people never get back to me, but what I did was I called the regional department, and then I wanted to speak with their supervisor. I'm just going to fast forward to the good parts of the story, but basically there was just some back and forth, some cat and mouse kind of things I had to deal with But essentially what I did was I got a hold of, I guess, he's the regional manager. And so when I called him, he was in the middle of a meeting. He answered the phone, and it was something like, I can only imagine. It was something like, hello? Yeah, I'm in a meeting right now. Can I call you back? Oh, this is important? Okay, cool. Let me step outside. And then I explained to him who I was and what happened. I said, hi, my name is Mike Safford. I run Safford Hauling and Services. Basically, my driver's the entire contents of my driver's truck were emptied with no authorization. We were unaware that we weren't going to get the truck back. And he said, say no more. He said, I will contact the person I need to get in touch with to get in touch with that agent location or that Penske location. I will get this handled and I will get this resolved. Me not thinking anything of it, because what I was going to do was I was going to go public with this immediately before I called him. But I'm like, you know what? Let me just take the high road on this one. Not that going public isn't the high road, but I'm like, oh, let me just take the high road on this one. So essentially what happened was, within I think it was the following morning, we got a phone call. I believe it was from that guy Dalton at that location. And I remember that on this phone call, the one that we all just got done listening to, the way that I interpreted the way that guy Dalton sounded to me originally was that he finds this amusing. And I remember saying to myself, he just doesn't know who he's playing with. He just doesn't understand. So when I got in touch with the regional manager that I escalated the case up to, he essentially forced that Penske location to call me personally. And then it was like all the games and all the laughing matter was over, in my opinion, because we had an agreement between me and that higher up that this was going to get handled. And when I tell you, this guy came through on his promise. We got the phone call the next day. I want to say it was the next day. It seemed like it was just a mere few hours where I got the phone call. That guy Dalton reached out to me and wanted to know what were the items missing from his truck. He wanted an itemized list and the estimated value of what it would cost to replace those items for Chris. And I made sure that I let the guy know, the higher up guy, not Dalton, the higher up guy, we're a small time company. We're not out here to try to get you or come after you. We just want our driver's stuff back, and if not, it replaced. And I told him that they were able to recover some of the goods at that Penske location. Why were they still holding on to the TV? I don't know. It's all speculation. Where did all the tools go? Where did all Chris's... who's going to throw away perfectly good tools? Excuse me. I don't know. But whoever that gentleman was, big props to you. I wish I could remember your name. I probably have his name written down on a piece of paper somewhere in my old documents, but I don't got time to look for that. But big props to that guy. Big props to that guy that works for Penske for handling this situation in the most respectful, professional way, and in the way he did it. Because it seems like he made one phone call and all of our troubles went away. I don't know the entire list of what was missing, and I'm sure we emailed it over to them. and then they ended up just cutting us a check for the amount, and we ended up sending that check directly to Chris himself. And so all, you know, that whole situation was, and Chris was, you know, relatively, how would I say it? It wasn't like, you know, if he got like a basic TV, he didn't go and ask for like the most expensive TV. He just wanted the stuff replaced. Now, it was granted, it was going to take some time to get a new medical card. Chris accounted for all that when he made his list. So he went, him and my assistant Nicole, you know, had their phone call, and they discussed whatever was missing, and, you know, the cost of everything, and they put together that list and sent it to the Ohio guy, and it was handled from there. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will be sure to let you guys know if and when I come across some new videos that you guys haven't seen before, and I might bring back some oldies. So I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys smash that like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.